Time lived too fast, putting too many wrinkles on. Too many nights in a roadhouse, run a little good or wrong. Too many nights in a roadhouse, too much wine and song. Too many days on the highway, you don't run around all night long. Take a good look in the mirror, in the cold gray light of dawn. Too many nights in a roadhouse, run a little good boy wrong.
Too Many Nights in a Roadhouse. That's Junior Brown on Austin City Limits. Now, Junior Brown is a very elite class of artists who's borderline virtuoso, instrumentalist, Grammy-nominated songwriter, writes all of his own material, more or less, and that's going to earn him a pretty distinct spot in the Stars of Steel Spotlight series that we're doing here. So we look at the list, and you can see so far we've covered some pretty big names here. Some very, very talented people, these pioneers. We don't really have anyone in the Steel story like this yet, right? I mean, Junior Brown is not accompanying, but rather he is the star of the show. Now, Sarah Jory, Robert Randolph also similarly have that kind of role. No one really reaches the songwriting level of Junior Brown outside of a few novelty examples of Steel players writing like Ralph Mooney. Junior Brown is a story unto himself. So first off, let's address the elephant in the room. What the hell is this crazy instrument that he's playing? Well, this is the infamous Guit-Steel. Now, this idea came to Junior Brown in a dream after he'd been trying for years to play both of these instruments on stage. He was going back and forth from one to the other, plugging in, plugging out. And this concept was really brought to life by a luthier named Michael Stevens. And this resulted in what you see here, this double neck guitar that is essentially a hybrid electric Telecaster on top and an 8-string Fender Stringmaster lap steel on the bottom. Over at Michael Stevens' website, you can actually order your own custom Guit-Steel. I have no idea on the cost of such a project. But this instrument has become synonymous with the man Junior Brown, and really, I think, has brought more attention to him than would have ever came just naturally by way of being a honky-tonk throwback niche artist. This one-of-a-kind instrument really makes him a sight and sound to behold. Now, there was a second experimental instrument created by this duo, and that is the Git pedal steel. But we'll talk about that a little later on in the video in more detail. We're always fascinated with people who can exhibit many different levels of talent at the same time, and Junior Brown is one of these artists. He combines chicken-picking Telecaster at really a world-class level and the non-pedal steel. He's a solid straight steel player, I would say. A bit unconventional, actually, is his playing on the steel. He has his own catalog of over 100 songs for which he's the singer and songwriter, and he's a pretty damn good honky-tonk singer at that. He's got a great range, and he can really simulate Ernest Tubb to perfection. He comes along at a time in country music when country is Shania Twain, it's Garth Brooks, it's the arena rock shows. It's a very, for most people, non-country kind of country music.
This is totally easy.
Let's start with the life biography of Junior Brown. Jameson Junior Brown was born 1952 in Cottonwood, Arizona. And he's the only steel guitarist in this series that I can think of that was raised on classical music. However, he began his career in music really as a rock guitarist, playing electric rock guitar. But at some point, he realizes that in the Midwest scene, there's no real permanent full-time work for the rock bands. The country bands are being hired by the bars in these residencies where they will play 6 nights a week and sometimes even have accommodations at the bar or honky-tonk. So he slowly but surely decides that the country music world is going to be more practical and more lucrative for him. So in the early 1980s, Junior is really living his life in the honky-tonks, and this is going to give Junior Brown's music a real authenticity. It's going to make him a bona fide, genuine honky-tonk country singer. And in the mid-1980s, this very pivotal and important moment in Junior Brown's career is when he decided to upgrade his gear in a way that no artist had ever done before. As we mentioned, the Guit-Steel, which he designs with Michael Stevens, probably plays a big part in his overall mainstream success because it's a one-of-a-kind invention and makes him a one-of-a-kind artist. Comedy mixed with this deadpan seriousness. His writing is relevant. And Junior Brown starts to achieve a cult following in Austin, Texas. He's playing the legendary Continental Club. He then signs to Curb Records in 1993, and Curb was a label that some cool alt-country acts like Hank 3, Lyle Lovett, the Bellamy Brothers, and Junior Brown. So one of the most fascinating chapters in Junior Brown's biography has got to be this year in which he takes sort of a sabbatical or maybe a limited tour schedule to work as a professor, a lecturer at the Hank Thompson School of Country Music at Rogers State University in Claremore, Oklahoma. And this is really just funny and fascinating because Junior Brown's already become a bit of a celebrity. He's been signed. He's had music videos out at this point. This school, it began in 1986, is a program developed at Rogers State. It aimed to teach students how to be better country music performers, but also teach them about the industry and music business itself. They have a professional recording studio, which would allow for students to have quality demos to take with them upon graduation. The real kicker here to this story is that the program is led by Leon McAuliffe, okay? And it includes full-time lecturers such as Herb Remington, Eldon Shamlin, former members of the Texas Playboys, and Junior Brown. If anybody watching this episode graduated from this school, please let us know in the comments. I've done the research and found a video. Here it is. This is Junior Brown teaching a little instrumental. There we go. Foggy Mountain Breakdown. 1, 2, 3. So for the next 20 years, Junior Brown has a really great career as someone who is performing and emulating classic country music, but really performing outside of the country music industry, I think. It seems to me that he's performing at folk festivals and blues festivals. He's a very eclectic act, and so he has a very interesting career. He racks up 3 Grammy nominations in this time, a slew of albums, all really great. We'll cover in a minute in the discography.
Been a few nights in a roadhouse since I played that song, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. Thank you very much. I'm supposed to do 2 numbers this evening. I guess we're not going to have any of the talking part, so we will. It'll come down to that here in a little bit. But anyway. Oh, by the way, I've got my new album will be out, my most recent album, 1974. No, it's a little newer than that, but it's an album with my wife. It's called His and Hers. And we're not taking any pressure from any pressure groups to call it theirs and theirs. Theirs and theirs. No. We don't go there in Branson. Okay? Let's go.
A great sense of humor, and this is part of Junior Brown's trademark style and sound. So obviously the word neo-traditional, as well as honky-tonk, classic country, western swing a little bit, and most of his performances incorporate blues guitar, Stevie Ray Vaughan kind of esque stuff, as well as Tex-Mex and surf rock kind of instrumentals. You'll hear all this stuff in his shows. He's definitely always had kind of a punk rock kind of vibe about his guitar playing. Now, as a steel guitarist, of course, some people have criticized Junior Brown's playing a bit, saying that it's a little bit sloppy. They're not wrong entirely. There is some truth to that. First of all, I mean, it's like a kind of a contortionist act that he's performing here. You know, very high level of difficulty to do on stage live while singing and storytelling. But secondary, his studio albums, you're going to find the playing is much cleaner than the stuff that you see in the live videos. And in fact, on his albums, there's even some pedal steel guitar. And Junior Brown is credited as playing it. And I think you'll be really surprised to hear just how great of a pedal steel it sounds like he's playing, essentially. His lap steel style, he's playing with a flat pick. He does incorporate bar slants, sound effects like Alvino Ray, harmonics, and some jazzy chords. But it's very cool that he's able to do all of this at the same time. As a singer, he has the unmistakable baritone voice, of course. Pretty cool stuff for Junior Brown. All right, it's time for Junior Brown's discography. Well, I'll start by saying that I am heavily biased. I am a fan of Junior Brown, big fan. So I kind of think all of his stuff is really pretty great. In fact, I became a much bigger fan of his this week while listening. The first album is really, this is the big album that puts Junior Brown on the map. It came out originally on Demon Records. Now, this album cover is not the most familiar album cover of it. I think this one here, this is the reissue by Curb Records, and some of you probably seen this album cover before. Well, this is just a great album. I mean, some of his really big songs are on here. My Baby Don't Dance to Nothing But Ernest Tubb, Freeborn Man. Actually, that was not written by, I see written by Keith Ellis and Mark Lindsay. Okay. Interesting. Hillbilly Hula Gal, Too Many Nights in a Roadhouse, Coconut Island. These are all big hits. Now this one, Guit With It, 1993. We won't go through every album, but this one's interesting to point out. This is the only Junior Brown album that was ever printed on vinyl record. So if you have a copy of this album on vinyl, you have done very well for yourself, because that is not an easy album to find. So some of the other big albums we see here, Semi Crazy, 96, it's on Curb, Mixed Bag, Down Home Chrome, that's another really great record. Of course, a live album is going to be a big seller for Junior Brown. This one done at the Continental Club. This record here, Volume 10, this is a really great record that came out 2012. And it's just an EP, 6 songs: Apathy, Waltz, Hang Up and Drive, and The Phantom of the Opry, which is really one of Junior Brown's really most interesting and really brilliant songs that he wrote. He does do a cover of Almost a Tulsa, Buddy Charlton's classic here. And again, all of this stuff just available on CD or on streaming. A couple others: Deep in the Heart of Me, and he did a duets album with his wife here. This is His and Hers. I think we might have heard him talking about this earlier. Here's the album cover on that one. And I will tell you, and now interestingly, there's a picture of the Git pedal steel. So is he playing that on this record, or is that just for the photo? I'm not sure. Junior and Tanya Ray Brown. I will tell you that if you're new to Junior Brown, there is a compilation that's quite good. Okay, so this is the official Curb compilation, Greatest Hits. But there's one I was listening to just today on YouTube Music. I don't actually see it listed here. I'll pull it up with YouTube Music. Bring that in. Yeah, this is the one here. It's kind of like a Greatest Hits compilation. This is what the cover looks like. It's called the American Original. This is on YouTube Music. 22 of our favorites just for you. And this really does just bring everything together. Much more recent than that Curb Records Greatest Hits release. Well, despite that he plays the steel guitar, I think Junior Brown will always be remembered more for his guitar playing and his songwriting. In the story of the steel guitar, he's going to have probably a pretty small role, but he will be mentioned and pictured for creating another dimension of the steel guitar, and notable for being seen on stage by so many people, non-country audiences included, playing this wild creation of an instrument, the Guit-Steel. Around 2006, he started referencing a new invention called the Git pedal steel. In 2019, he published a video on his own YouTube channel showcasing this instrument. The way they've produced the video, the sound quality and the location of it, it really is not the best. And in fact, he's turned off the comment section on the video, which leads me to believe that I wasn't the only one. And he's never really been seen playing this instrument on stage. So 2006, he's talking about it. We're now 2025. The one video on his page, a couple of promotional photos of him with it, but it remains a mystery what exactly is happening with the Git pedal steel guitar. I'm not sure what you make of it, but I would be interested to know if you care to share your thoughts. Somewhere between a novelty act and a bona fide genius, the life and career of Junior Brown is what we've been looking at here today. Songs like Venom Wearing Denim, Semi Crazy, My Wife Thinks You're Dead, and I can confidently say there will never be another Junior Brown. This episode here on Junior Brown concludes basically the first 10 episodes, wrapping up the sort of pioneers of the steel guitar, so that we can move forward and start to dive into the world of mostly, almost entirely country western steel guitars. So many names. People have been asking to hear about Curly Chalker, Ralph Mooney, and Speedy West, and many more. So I will start the next round of videos here. There'll be one new video up every week, and we'll be back with another episode real soon. Take care, keep it country, of course, and hey, we'll see you next time.